Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today. We want to give everyone a few extra minutes to join and then we'll get started. Okay, perfect. So again, thank you all for taking the time to be here today and welcome to our Pillars of Operation Execution webinar series with today's main focus around our operations pillar. Now, before we go any further, I wanted to add a quick note since we are expecting quite a high volume of attendees. I'm going to have everyone on the line muted, which means you should be able to hear me, but I won't be able to hear you. Still, we want to keep this as interactive as possible. So if you have any questions or comments as I'm going through today's presentation, please feel free to use the chat feature in the GoToWebinar panel that shows up for the meeting. And then I'll spend some time towards the end going through some of your questions. Now, on today's meeting, you have myself, Jose Fuentes, and our very own Manager of Professional Services, Rochelle Turner, who will be helping us with those questions and comments that come in through the side panel. Moving forward, we can take a quick glance at today's agenda, where we'll review the operations pillar, the best-in-class use cases, measuring operations, and product updates. So kicking things off, we know operations as a whole must become more agile, better able to adapt and respond to changing local, state, national, and global conditions. That means being able to develop new processes, effectively manage the communication between every store, and having the ability to verify every store's compliance is very important. And yet a big question is, how can that be put into motion? Here, we can see a few key capabilities within operations at Zenput. Starting off is the standard operating procedure rollout. Included is basic procedure support with the ability to assign work tasks related to a set of core procedures, automated recurring task assignments, assign tasks with time constraints, single view of field and store tasks, private forms, the ability to lock down visibility into certain data, form building, easily update forms and instantly make them available to teams. and centralized view of all tasks that need to be completed. Then we have announcements, pretty much relating to important news, updates, or centralized communications around work that is being assigned out to the entire organization by role, team, region, or other segments. Read receipts to confirm everyone has received a specific communication, and compliance tracking, completion rates across every level of operation, and completion time tracking. Finally, performance insights, the dashboard and the real-time mobile access for stores and above store leaders without the need for internal analytical resources. So as your team begins drilling into the specifics of the operations pillar and the impact, you'll quickly find that making people more productive in your stores, in the field, and at the home office, enabling them to do their jobs well and pretty much getting better visibility into the actual work that's happening across the operation directly impacts your ability to create great customer experiences and grow revenue. Now, following up are some of our best in-class use cases. And here, I want to make sure I review them with you. First off are opening and closing work assignments that include temperature checks, food quality, equipment calibrations, team inspections, then cleaning, sanitizing work assignments, looking into any contamination, cleaning tasks, chemical checks, plus store walks, where we can possibly see pest checks, capture any evidence, examine structure damage, and also customer readiness. These forms will essentially help set your team up for success with your customers. Of course, with these use cases in mind, what else can be done to make sure we generate even more success in our operations? Well, here, I know having a bird's eye point of view into potential issues before they impact the business is highly important to any team. Zenput's fully customizable form builder lets you create and edit digital forms, checklists, audits, and more, and instantly make them the most recent versions accessible to your teams, no matter where they are, giving you the ability to adapt every work assignment in a manner that best suits your team and organization. By diving deeper into Zenput's capabilities, you'll also be able to manage your team's results in a reactive and proactive manner. So what best practices can help me begin this voyage in the right direction? One key feature offered in Form Builder is the Enable Dependent Questions option. Dependent questions give you the ability to ask a follow-up question when the form submitter answers a question in a certain way. This will allow you to gain further insight into specific issues should it be required. So say a submitter is filling out a store survey and a question is answered indicating a device does not meet company standards. With dependent questions, when was the equipment correctly calibrated is filled out as no, a new set of questions can be generated to help describe the problem so that a fix can be quickly implemented. Here, you'll also have the ability to add up to 2 levels of dependent questions to a form. Another powerful Zenput feature is the ability to create a trigger that automates follow-up tasks or alerts for specific users' roles when a form submission meets a specific setup criteria. These triggers or alerts can be used to make sure that problems that are being called out in form submissions are being fixed in a timely manner and or the correct people are being made aware of the issues that may be present. For this example, we can see after submitting an answer on a form that signage on the outside of the restaurant was broken, the store general manager was automatically assigned a follow-up task to fix it. Next, we have alerts, which can be used to make sure that problems being called out in form submissions are being fixed in a timely manner. Then, by pairing it with the commenting section, you can start a conversation about that specific submission with your team members right from the Zenput application. In this example, a district manager was alerted on a submission that a general manager had submitted. Here, instead of making a phone call and referencing a recently completed checklist, the DM is able to ask the store GM a quick question directly linked to the checklist that was submitted to get greater clarification about a sanitization photo that was submitted. Now, I also wanted to talk about some great features to use today in your operations. So when the allow admins in my company to edit this template option is not checked, only the creator of the form will be able to edit it. When the hide unanswered questions option is checked, the emailed, form submission, and the PDF export will omit any unanswered questions. And by selecting the do not allow users option, there is no gallery option, and the submitter is taken straight to the camera with no options presented. And heading into our last operations topic, there's another very important question. What can help measure operations? Here we can see a few key areas your team can use to begin evaluating their efforts and success. At Zenput, we think monitoring a team's results can help set you on track towards identifying what areas of opportunity lie beneath. Okay, just confirming if my audio was still going. Sorry about that. So by jumping into each of these areas, you can begin investigating where the issue is being generated with that root cause potentially, where that root cause potentially is. Helping confirm how big of an impact your operation might be inducing and negatively affecting your team's outcome. First, the task completion rate will let you review and compare compliance for all the different projects and tasks that have for individual stores and teams completing on Zenput, and even see your team's compliance with one-time projects as well as manually created tasks and trigger follow-up tasks. The project completion recap report gives you statistics of project completion by team or across your entire company within a given time frame. And form reports let you take control of a set of filters for any forms within your Zenput account. Example, submitted by, time to complete, distance from location, date submitted, and more. Then you'll be able to view the data or export it into an Excel file. So at this point, I know we've covered quite a bit, and if it's not through the side panel, then I do at least encourage you to reach out to your CSM. You know all the ins and outs around your team and your organization, and with your CSM's Zenput knowledge, you'll be able to strategize how to best integrate all of these options that will ultimately push for that great customer experience and revenue growth we initially discussed. Now, of course, our success voyage doesn't end here. So far, we've shared some great insights around food safety and the operations pillars. Coming soon in our Pillars of Operation Execution webinar series, we'll have an in-depth look at our safety pillar, making sure we keep that same momentum by providing key insights and overall best practices for your team to start using right away. And okay, great. So it seems we did have a few questions that came in, and yeah, with Rochelle's help, we're going to go ahead and run through them now.
Great. So the first question we have is about the configuration option. So where can I find the form configuration option that you showed us earlier?
Sure. And actually, just a quick note, please be sure to do this action as an admin level user via web. Now, the quickest way to get to this screen is by first heading over to your Forms tab in your Zenput account. From there, you can hover over any form you prefer and click the pencil icon shown to the right. This will pretty much take you into the form builder, where you'll also find the configure option at the top of the screen. And from there, all you will need to do is just pretty much click into it.
Great, thank you. The next question we have is, how can I have the reporting sent to me or my team?
Definitely. So when you're defining which reports you want and I guess setting the parameters around it, there will be an export option shown at the top right of the screen. By clicking on it, the report will automatically be sent to your inbox as an Excel file. Plus, I mean, there's another way you can go about it as well. Say you want to continue receiving that form on a weekly basis. By selecting the save option next to export, you'll also find setting up a regular cadence on the report is pretty straightforward. There, it's easy. It's as easy as selecting which day you would like the report going out and which key users will likely benefit from receiving it.
Perfect, thank you. Next question. You mentioned being able to enter comments on submitted forms. How do you actually do that?
Yes, that's a good question. So when using the mobile app, you'll notice My Submissions tab to the left of your screen. Clicking on it will redirect you to the recent submissions, where you'll be able to select the submission you would like to leave a comment on, then simply mention the person or user with an @ before their name. That author of the note will always automatically be alerted of a response. Just note that.
Great. So how will I receive the alerts that you've talked about earlier?
Okay, I see. So for this question, I guess I also want to add another quick note. If you wish to manage your alerting option, you can do so by clicking on your profile settings at the bottom left corner. Here, your communication forms, triggers, and tasks will have different options to choose from. And depending on the section, you're selecting, you'll have tasks. You'll have a set of options that may include push notifications, email, text message, email and push notifications, or do not notify.
Great, thank you. We do have a few other questions that we didn't get to today. So if your question was not answered, please go ahead and search our knowledge base. You can reach out to our support team, or you can reach out to your customer success manager. Lots of places where we're happy to help you.
Great. Thank you so much, Rochelle. So yes, we'll wrap up here. And I really want to thank everyone who joined and took the time to be with us today. And again, if you have any takeaways you still wish to circle back on, like Rochelle mentioned, please feel free to contact your CSM. And a special reminder that the customer knowledge base is always available to you via the documentation tab in your Zenput account. There you'll be able to find valuable information that can quickly guide you through many things Zenput. So appreciate you all for staying until the end, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.